News at 5.
Tonight at 5, England and the world are mourning the death of Queen Elizabeth II. Britain's longest reigning monarch died today at the age of 96. Plus, a Texas DPS trooper has been suspended after tasing a woman. Why the department says his actions were unprofessional. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Rebecca Thomas. Mike Warren has the night off. Buckingham Palace has confirmed Queen Elizabeth II died today at the age of 96. Fox's Martha McCallum has a look back on the life of the longest reigning monarch in British history.
Queen Elizabeth II was born into the royal Windsor family on April 21, 1926. At birth, as the oldest daughter of the Duke and Duchess of York and niece to the King, no one expected that little Elizabeth Alexandra Mary would one day be the longest-serving and one of the most respected rulers of Great Britain. In 1945, at age 18, the young princess trained as a driver and mechanic in the Women's Auxiliary Service. Like thousands of others, she also had a sweetheart in the armed forces, her third cousin, Prince Philip of Greece. They were engaged to be married shortly after the princess's 21st birthday. But in 1952, while in Kenya with Prince Philip, Elizabeth learned the tragic news that her beloved father, the king, had died. In an instant, the 25-year-old became the Queen of England. Elizabeth was to rule in a new era. Her coronation in all its splendor was the first to be broadcast on television. But with the 1990s came turbulent times for the royal family as the marriages of 3 of the Queen's children fell apart. Then, in 1997, Diana, Princess of Wales and mother to the Princes William and Harry, was killed in a car crash in France. At the time, the Queen was criticized for her reserved response and persuaded to make an unprecedented live broadcast. But as she had so many times before, the Queen persevered. From an early age, Queen Elizabeth was one of the most recognized royals and recognized women in the world. She managed to combine the truly regal with a countrywoman's simple pleasures, and she embodied old-fashioned values of virtue, faith, and self-restraint, honoring to the very end the pledge she had made when she was just 21.
I declare before you all that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service and to the service of our great imperial family to which we all belong.
That was Martha McCallum reporting there. At the time of the Queen's death at Balmoral Castle in Scotland, several family members were by her side, including her son, Prince Charles, who now becomes king. Queen Elizabeth traveled the world during her long reign, and that included a trip to Texas 31 years ago. Fox 7 Austin's Rudy Koski joins us in studio with a look at her visit. Rudy.
Hi, Rebecca. It was a royal howdy. That was the headline from a UT Arlington article about the royal visit to the Lone Star State. We went into the Fox 7 archives today to take a look back at that day.
It was May of 1991. This is video of Queen Elizabeth II and Governor Ann Richards walking into the Capitol Rotunda as part of the English royal swing through Texas. An honor choir from Austin ISD sang, and another group danced in traditional costumes. Richard's granddaughter, Lily Adams, was among the children who presented flowers to the Queen. The stop in Austin was covered by Fox 7 reporter Keith Elkins.
It apparently was a Texas-sized success.
In the State House chamber, the Queen was given several pairs of boots and a resolution from state lawmakers.
I thank you and the members of both houses for this generous resolution, and also for your very kind gifts for my grandchildren.
Large crowds gathered at the Capitol to see the Queen and Prince Philip.
Outside I may be American, but in here I'm British at heart.
Her hat was, well, you don't really get those in Austin.
Oh, she was really delighted with the crowds, and I was too.
While in Austin, the royal couple toured a computer chip facility and also went to the LBJ Library. Thursday, Lucy Baines Johnson, the president's daughter, spoke about that royal visit.
Just feeling a sense that I was a part of history.
I was in their wake, telling them that I knew they belonged to Great Britain, but I really felt they belonged to the world.
In speaking to the crowds that came to see her, the Queen is quoted as saying, "Lesser mortals are pitied for their misfortune in not being born Texans."
I guess it's like Davy Crockett said, she got here as soon as she could. Well, the Queen also visited Dallas and San Antonio back in 1991. And before coming to Texas, she attended a state dinner with President Bush and First Lady Barbara Bush. Later in 2007, she came back to the U.S. and another Bush White House. Today, President George W. Bush, in a statement, said, "Queen Elizabeth ably led England through dark moments with her confidence in her people and her vision for a brighter tomorrow. Our world benefited from her steady resolve, and we are grateful for her decades of service as sovereign. Americans, in particular, appreciate her strong and steadfast friendship."
In other news tonight, the Texas Department of Public Safety has suspended a trooper claiming his actions during a traffic stop were unprofessional. Trooper Zachary Maney tased a woman because he says she wasn't complying. The woman says the trooper was aggressive for no reason, and the whole encounter was caught on cell phone video. Fox 7 Austin's Amanda Ruiz joins us live from East Austin tonight with the story. Amanda.
Yes, Rebecca, the woman was on the highway when she was told to pull over, but instead of pulling over right there on the highway, she decided to take the exit and pull into this well-lit parking lot right here. But then the officer thought that she was evading arrest. He said that in the video, and that's when everything started to escalate.
Put your hands behind your back.
A tense encounter between Cletisha Stewart and DPS trooper Zachary Maney caught on camera.
What is wrong with you? Why are you reacting like this?
Why is he acting like this? What did I do? What did I do that upset him? Why is he so angry?
Stewart says if it wasn't for her hitting the record button before the encounter, she wouldn't have remembered any of the details of that night.
Where's the other officer? When they get here, they're going to fight you as well. Why would they fight me? They're not supposed to fight me.
On August 28th,